What up? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Everybody. What is the deal? Uh, get things shared up real quick. I'm pretty much in and out. I ain't gonna lie. Get that pinned up there. Let's see. Oops. Okay. Get that pinned up. All right. No, it's early. Real quick. Just want to drop in real quick and I definitely I have to I have a funeral to go to, things of that nature. So I'm pretty much in and out, right? So, um, looking at the weather here, Cincinnati and Chicago Cubs. Rain holds off until after the game. Winds are mostly left to right across the field at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Uh, Milwaukee at Philly, the main storm line arrives around 10:11 p.m., which should be after the game. Except for a grouping of shower storms ahead of that line, which could cause a delay and thus bring that main line back into play. That's a lot of conditional stuff. A lot of maybe for now. I think they managed to play one way or another. We'll do a radar check pregame to learn more about that first round of rain. Chicago White Sox at Baltimore. A grouping of severe storms will be very near, if not on top of Baltimore during game time. There's a chance these storms miss just a hair north and they are able to play, but it's going to be a very close call. Colorado and New York Mets, a few showers around, probably not anything heavy enough to stop play. Lowest chance of a delay. Good morning. What's up, Ed? Um, Los Angeles Angels at Cleveland. Waves of light to moderate rain push through the general area. Any rain that falls should clear quickly. Though right on its heels would likely be another round. I think they play through off and on showers. A delay is certainly possible in Boston and Atlanta. Storm line clears well before the game. Winds blowing out at 10 miles an hour. Don Mitchell, good morning. What's going on? Good morning. Don Mitchell, good morning. I I know I recognize that name, I believe, but good morning though, fam. Straight up. Um, quick one right here. Quick one right here. Like I said, I do got a funeral to head to, so I don't know what my schedule gonna look like for this weekend, but I gotta get ready to roll out. So right now, I only looked at a few games, so that's one thing. Do me a favor while you're here, like if you're on Facebook, like if you don't share, whatever, YouTube, like and share, X, like and share, whatever the case may be, right? So I only looked at a few games, and then we're gonna go over one game, right? So that's what's getting ready to happen right now. So like I said, I only looked at a few games, and we're gonna go over one game. So um, first game I looked at here was the Chicago Cubs, my Chicago Cubs, Cincinnati at my Chicago Cubs. So we need to see what the pitching situation is going to be now because last night they had Colin Ray up there, and right now they don't have Colin Ray up there. So we'll have to see what the pitching situation is going to look like. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see here. What do we have here, man? What do we have? Okay, I still see Colin Ray. Okay, wait. I see Colin Ray there. The books are confused. I don't see Colin Ray there. The books are confused. I am confused. Pull up FanDuel real quick. See if they have him listed. To be determined right here. So I'll tell you this, right? I didn't write it down. I didn't write it down, but because I looked at it last night, right, and I was gonna take a quick glance this morning, and then this morning it just didn't register, right? So here's the thing. I know it was probably two bats, but I didn't mind Ellie De La Cruz, right? I like the spot for him. Can't tell you what I would have liked him for, whatever case may be. So he deserves to be on the list. Looking at some of his numbers here, and then for the Cubs here, um, uh, uh, Andrew Abbott's been pitching pretty well, right? He's been pitching pretty well. Um, Suzuki's been, definitely phenomenal, hidden behind Tucker. That's definitely, you definitely want your guy hidden behind Tucker to perform like that for sure. Over the course of the season, he's looked pretty good versus his pitch mix. Um, Let me make sure yeah. So you're looking at Suzuki. Uh, One thing that stood out to me, and he's a favorite for a walk, whatever case may be, but he will walk. That's one thing you can add to his repertoire, whatever the case may be. But versus lefties, he has been pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that him, and then the Kyle Tucker, he does have lefty splits as well. So when it comes to Suzuki and these lefties, he's definitely been a stable, right? So um, at home versus lefties, he's batting 400. One of the smaller sample sizes, but you get the drift. The walk percentage versus lefties in general is at 15.5% right there. So, he's got a decent sized walk rate on him. Uh, when you're looking at the walks right there, I mean, it's a prop that you can take a look at. And not saying you have to go there, whatever the case may be, but something to take heed to. And then you got somebody like you'll get tremendous value on Kyle Tucker at a plus 160, but right now, Seiya Suzuki is at a plus 100. It's been at a minus 110. It's been here and there. What's up, Famo? It's been here and there. Yeah, Cruz and Tucker. I like Tucker for sure. And for me, it was Cruz, Tucker, and Suzuki, and Nico Horner as well. Because Nico Horner, his walk is at plus 350. The thing about Nico Horner, he don't strike out, right? So and then Justin Turner, I probably won't bet him, but he's throughout his career, he's been a lefty killer, right? So Nico Horner, he only got a 6% strikeout rate, but the walks is pretty much down. I mean, down for him. So, but he could be pesky when getting on base and things like that. So when the lineup comes out, it's going to be very important to see who's going to be where. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get somebody like Justin Turner, behind Nico Horner and Pete Crow Armstrong. And as good as Justin Turner has been, throughout his career, you get somebody that like Nico Horner who don't strike out. He could probably make some noise back there, right? Shaw's been okay. Shaw's another guy that will walk. Don't get it twisted. And then you got Suzuki right here, right behind Tucker, doing what he's been doing. So you can just about see where there's a possibility some of these guys can start making some noise, right? Um, when I'm looking at, let me see something here. Abbott, I believe Nico has a decent history versus him. So don't give me twist, don't give me the line, but I will check it real quick. Yeah, so he's got one strikeout. Not a lot of people striking out versus him, but of course he is batting three. He is batting three. whatever. Small sample size. Really, it matters, but I was gonna say it don't matter, but it does matter. I mean, 3 hits, two of them was a double. He doesn't have any walks, 1K. So I mean, that's just it is what it is, right? Swanson, Tucker's 4 for 6. He doesn't have a bomb. Swanson's got a bomb. Justin Turner's got a bomb, and it's two at bat. So it is what it is right there. And then, like I say, when you look at the walks right here, um, he does have 15 walks to righties and 2 walks to lefties. So that looks like that just falls back to what I was saying about Suzuki, right? Over the course of the last 2 weeks, Suzuki has walked plenty of times and had no strikeouts. Everything looks really good for Suzuki, and then his his walk rate is pretty much up there, pretty high as well. So those are some ways you can attack things here. Not going to give out the whole damn Cubs team or nothing like that, but the main guys that pretty much stand out to me. This is over, of course, last 2 weeks. But if I fast forward it, at least to the last 10 weeks or something like that for a season, pretty much the same thing for somebody like Suzuki's batting 400, 25% walk rate, 11% K rate, fly ball is decent, 6 bombs, 8 extra base hits. Everything looks pretty much good. Um, uh, Good morning. What's up, Pat? I like Jose Ramirez and Matt Olson today. I took them, Machado and Ketel Marte for a home run. Shout out to you, definitely, because I ain't gonna be able to catch this whole slate. So I appreciate you for the looks. That's definitely some good help, man. Famo say Tucker's history is crazy. Okay, okay, for sure. Uh huh. So that's what I'm looking at. And then, like I said, Cruz. I don't pretty much have to go to Cruz. I ain't gonna show you guys that, but Cruz looked pretty good, man. Straight up. Looking at this Philadelphia and Milwaukee game here. I did look at that one. Now we do got weather implications, but just in case we do play this game, I'll take a look because I started to skip this Milwaukee and the Chicago White Sox game. But if they do play, this is the total that type of totals that I'm looking for. Right now, it's hard for me, always hard for me to put a read on these Milwaukee bats. I ain't gonna lie, but one guy that I didn't mind was Ale- was Reese Hoskins, right? I ain't gonna go too much into um, I ain't gonna go too much into the in depth on the Milwaukee side, but Reese Hoskins was somebody that did stand out to me. Now we got this Hall kid from Milwaukee. He'll be like an opener, and then we'll have Priester. Priester will probably must be like the primary right there, right? So, uh, Priester, ain't no telling when he's going to come in the game, but once he comes in the game, he's going to be pitching like at least 4 to 5 innings or something like that. Who knows? I don't know, but that's who I went off of, man. I looked at Priestess pitch mix and things of that nature, and that's where I compared the bats to, if you're wondering. So that's who I compared the bats to. Let me see, Priester. Um, so so he'll miss that first round of guys, at least that first round of guys. Don't know where. Don't know where they'll be having Reese Hoskins. But right now he's projected to hit fifth. So it's a possibility if he comes in after that first wave of guys, it's a possibility Reese Hoskins to see him right there. So I have interest in Reese Hoskins. Okay, so that's one thing that I want to point out there. Now we do have. So wait a minute. So just looking at the splits here, and just telling you the direction that I went over the course of Preacher's career, he's pitched his worst to his lefties. You know what I'm saying? So he's only given up 5 bombs this year, but 2024. He only gave up 4 bombs. He had a 330 batting average to lefties, and then that first year he had a 333 batting average to lefties too. So over his career, he's got a 310 batting average to lefties, on 15 bombs to lefties and 9 to righties. Right, so that's where I looked at it. So automatically, if he's putting your worst to lefties, then of course I'm going to have some interest in the lefties for Philly, right? So it's Shorebirds and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are definitely in play. But looking at the righties here versus the pitch mix. Now I pulled up his pitch mix right here. All I did was just click the pitch arsenal. Boom, type in Priester, whatever, and then it'll pop up right there, right? So we got right hand hitters already selected right there. Everything is already selected, and he's throwing that sinker and slider, right? So I'll go back here and I'll get up Phillies righties, and then I'll just slap up the sinker and slider right there, sinker and the slider, and just see what how these guys fared versus this pitch mix. Now, as of late, they look really, really good. These righties. Just taking a look at the last month here. Um, I had a few bats to the side. I think it was Trey Turner and it was Bone, right? So last 2 months, these guys got a very decently low K rate right here versus this pitch mix, the sinker and the slider. The scout, the reporter be out. They'll be looking for the sinker and the slider, and it's gonna be up from there, right? But yeah, last two weeks, Turner 9 for 15, and then Bohm is 7 for 13. Right, Bohm hadn't struck out versus this pitch mix in the last 2 weeks. Trey Turner's strikeout is very very low. So I like the spot for those two guys. And like I said, Priester's already pitching his worst to lefty, so you can pretty much do a little bit of leg work when it comes to that, and then you can figure out what you want to pull that do how you want to do things, right? Just like I didn't really look at any of these guys splits or anything like that. I do want to take a look at Turner though. Priester is a righty, right? So I mean, I know Turner does hit lefties really good. Um, but I could take a look at, and Bone can just really just fuck you out in some good spots, man. Straight up pause. But you already know, man. Golly. Sometimes that boy can be green as all outdoors, man, and turn around and boy. But yeah, who's at home? Philly at home. Yeah, Philly at home. Now I'm not a big fan of Taiwan Walker. We do have an over under 9.5. I do expect uh Milwaukee to put some runs up. I can't identify who it is what it is, right? Especially being a Cubs fan, I try not to be so biased either, man. But month of May, Trey Turner is batting 321, so that's something to look at there. WRC plus at home versus righties 101. Best split at home versus lefties, but he's definitely he's definitely a a decent MLB player. So like I say, but looking at the Harper is projected to be in the lineup. Kepler, Marsh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lefties. Remember, Priester's pitching his worst to lefties, giving the lefties a bump, and then Turner and Bohm looked pretty good versus this pitch mix. Okay, so you can take a look and see how you want to do things. Uh, Definitely hits runs, and I couldn't talk you off of hits runs and RBIs for all these guys. Team totals here. Looking at the team totals, that's something I do like to do. Look at the team totals: 5.5 for the Phillies, 4.5 for the Milwaukee Brewers. So it is what it is. Bats that I said I like there. Lefties get a bump, and for the righties would be Bohm and Turner, and then Reese Hoskins on the other side. Next game we're going to talk about here is going to be now we got weather here as well, right? We got weather here as well. Um, we got weather here as well. So, it is what it is, right? So keep an eye out on the weather. If this game finds a way to play, um, Miguel Vargas. Miguel Vargas looks like somebody that I definitely don't mind back in here. And there's going to be a few things, few. There's going to be a few runs put up here. I expect the White Sox to put up some runs here versus Eflin. Eflin's been getting hit, especially his last two games. I think he's given up about 6 or 7 bombs in his last two games. Don't quote me on that. You can go back and check. Matter of fact, I'll go back and check. But at the end of the day, we do have a 9 over under in this. White Sox been putting up runs as of late. One bat that did stand out to me, though, like I said, was Miguel Vargas. Last 2 weeks, big sample size, 13 for 42, 10 extra base hits, 4 bombs. He's been cooking, right? Last 7 days, it's 8 for 26, 1 bomb, 14% K rate. So, it is what it is with that situation. I'm not gonna try to go off and try to get too busy with this White Sox team or whatever case may be. One of my least bet on teams for props and just overall in general. But Vargas is somebody that I definitely that I like, right? So and Vargas. White Sox will be on the road here. um, on the road versus righties, he's batting 324. He's got 8 bombs altogether. 6 of those bombs came on the road to righties. He's batting 275 this year with 7 bombs in the month of May, right? So, it is what it is. His best split is on the road versus righties, 200, 206 WRC plus. So, Eflin, he should be, the White Sox should be able to get to him for something. I've seen worse, but it is what it is, right? So, you know, and I'm not probably not gonna be betting too many bombs or nothing like that. My bread and butter. It's like we like to target games. Where we're getting bad pitching and hits, runs, and RBIs, and we gonna eat like that. How we been eating. So it is what it is. But yeah, looking at the splits here for him, uh, he's giving up 7 bombs to lefties, and then he's giving up 2 bombs to righties. And his worst is at home versus righties, right? So we got a semi little match right here when it comes to Vargas and it comes to the splits and everything. So we could definitely be looking to capitalize off something like that. On the other side here, it pretty much came down to the same old song, right? Not really the same old song though. Keep an eye out for the entry for keep an eye out, right? Talkman is a guy that you definitely look at as well. I really wanted to put Talkman down, but keep an eye out for Talkman as well, right? Talkman is a guy that he can at least go out there and get a hit, but it is what it is. Now on the Baltimore side of things, O'Hearn's just been on fire, right? Holiday, O'Hearn and Holiday was really the guys when you're looking at the lefties. But when you're looking at Burt, he's probably his worst is probably to righties here. So excuse me. Definitely some of these righties. If you want to bet on these guys, you want to make sure you know who's going to be in the lineup and stuff like that. Um, um, Walk percentage is up for him. K percentage is down. Y'all know the deal, right? On the road, his business worse on the road. Uh, 3 420, 411 to righties, to lefties on the road, 321 to righties on the road. Yeah, man, he's not pitching good. Month of May, he's sitting up there with a 211 average, so whatever, you know. But at the end of the day, here, he's not pitching good on the road. He's giving up the lefties and righties. So for the righties here, for the righties, looking at the lineup, the projected lineup, I want to say Urias, Rivera, and I think it was Mountcastle. Those guys did look like they could, look like they could. Those guys did look like they could, they can start some mess, right? So at the end of the day here, let me see here. that slider and that fastball and that sinker, he's giving up four bombs and six extra base hits on that slider alone. I don't remember if I looked at that slider individually, but I can go back in here and take a look real quick. So, over the course of the season, Rivera, not big sample sizes, right? Let's see how much this has been lately. Let's go to the last 2 weeks. Okay, let's go to the last Rivera, Urias, Mountcastle, Rivera, Urias, Mountcastle, right there. Let me add in the rest of the pitches right there. That was the slider alone. Okay. Uh, over the last month, Mountcastle, no bombs like that, but Mountcastle. If you're just looking for some hits, you know what I'm saying, to string up some hits runs and RBI, stuff like that. I'm just saying, showing you that, guys like uh, Mountcastle, Rivera, Urias probably don't want to overlook these guys because they could probably help out with, but we do got weather implications, but you can find, long story short, you can find value in these guys, right? Your Mountcastle, your Rivera, especially on the wraparounds with somebody like Rivera and stuff like that. And if you bet in individual RBIs, individual runs, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, those guys can help, add fuel to the fire. You know what I'm saying? So last 2 weeks with this full pitch mix. Uriah's five extra base hits. Last 2 weeks, five extra base hits, 14 for 37. Like I said, I wouldn't be looking at none of these guys for no bombs, but I wouldn't mind, taking some of these guys for a hit. You know what I'm saying? You'll find value in some of these guys, right? Last 7 days, Uriah's 11 for 25, Rivera 8 for 22. So they've been trying to get busy. Rivera hadn't struck out, so that's what's been going on with those guys, those righties, right? Now, like I said, as far as the lefties, you're looking at O'Hearn. I could go for the last 2 weeks real quick. We're looking at O'Hearn. We're looking at Holiday. Those are the guys who I'm really looking at. Gunner's going to be Gunner, but O'Hearn and Holiday, those are the guys that I'm definitely looking at there. Look, Holiday 13 for 34, O'Hearn for 20 for 36. And guys like Carson and stuff like that. Carson, you just got to wait and see if these guys pop up in the lineup. But those are the two guys I'm definitely primarily looking at. Gunners, and like I said, Gunners just going to be Gunner. Last 7 days, O'Hearn has been on fire. And Holiday 9 for 20, 9 for 20, 9 for 22, and then Carson's got four bombs, right? So keep an eye out on these guys to see who's going to be in the lineup. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is from there. Pretty much, these games do have the potential to be get money games. We just got weather implications. We just want to hope these games play, right? I think I don't know. I can't even say that. I was gonna say I think one of these games gonna play, right? But I can't even say that. I think that. Let me see what else. What other games did I touch on? Uh, I looked at the Toronto Blue Jays game here, and that's the game, the last physical game that I looked at, and I'm going and I want to take a look at the and I want to take a look at the this Atlanta Braves game. So the Toronto game here. Where did I leave off at? Okay, it was two bats. It was one bat that I liked on the one bat that I liked here on while we're right here on the on the let's see on the athletic side was going to be Chris Bassett. I know historically Chris Bassett, if he could get hit, he couldn't get hit by lefties, right? If even if it ain't nothing but a soft tapper or a single, whatever the case may be, I know historically, he kind of like got hit by lefties. He got 347 batting average to left hand batters right now. 14 extra base hits, 5 home runs, 1.44 home runs per nine. He's throwing that sinker. in that cutter, right? That sinker, that cutter is the one that's getting baptized the most because he's got 4 bombs off of it. He's got 5 extra base hits on that sinker and that cutter, right? So, wait a minute, sinker and that cutter, yeah. So, going over here, just taking a look at somebody like Lawrence Butler, and definitely we could take a look at that sinker and that cutter. And so, matter of fact, I just grouped them together. I did look at them both individually, but I can just group them together right there over the course of the season. Below average K rate, barrel percentage was there, 3 bombs, 9 extra base hit, batting 400 on those 2 pitches alone. His top 2 pitches, bringing it in a little bit. I'll just bring it back to the last 2 weeks. Just take a look right there. Off those 2 pitches alone, 8 for 16. It's batting 500. 5 extra base hits, 1 home run within the last 2 weeks. You can see that Soderstrom was doing a little something off of it, but if I'm taking anybody here, adding in the rest of the pitches right there, bam. The rest of his pitches, he's still batting 500, 11 for 22, lower K rate, fly ball is down, barrel is down, hard hit percentage is down. If I'm looking for a hit or something like that, he's going to be one of the guys, right? So it is what it is with that situation. That's one of the guys that just stood out to me, and a lot, and not a lot stood out to me on the other side of on the other side. Um, so if I'm taking anybody for a hit, there, it's probably going to be Butler on the athletic side. But you got guys like you got a few guys. You got guys like who was buddies, man. Um, and they'll be righties. You got guys like Jacob Wilson who don't strike out. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the pitch mix here. I can flip it to the pitch mix here. Jacob Wilson, he just don't strike out. So if you look at somebody on the righties, whatever case may be, like I said, Jacob Wilson, he don't strike out. He gets a ton of hits. Brent Rooker, you know what I'm saying? These guys, at the end of the day, these guys are still, MLB, caliber. I mean, MLB professional players. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, when I'm looking at lately, not a lot really stands out to me. What really kind of stood out to me the last 2 weeks here is Brent Rooker has only got a 10% K rate versus his pitch mix. That's pretty good. That's telling. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I probably won't be. I probably won't be betting him. Truth be told. Um, Jeffrey Springs. Here's a guy. 9% walk rate, 18% K rate, ground ball percentage about 30. Mm, I'll run about a 4 ERA there. Looking at his game log here, he's given up a bomb in every game this year except for 3. So it is what it is with that situation. He's won 6 innings or better in 5 of his last 6 games. That's something you want to take a look at there. Um, Now, I was looking at his splits earlier. He's given up 9 bombs, 8 of them to righties. On the road versus righties, he's given up 5. At home versus righties, he's given up. Uh, at home, he's given up 5. On the road, he's given up 3. It's got a 219 batting average to lefties and a 220 to righties. And then, on the road, he's got a 2.45 ERA. So he's pitched his best on the road. Had to go back and look and see who he played on the road. Um, San Francisco, Pitchers Park, the Dodgers. He got away with there. He went 7. He pitched good. Um, Texas, Milwaukee, they got him. Uh, they got him a bomb, 4 earned runs, 3 earned runs to Chicago White Sox. Uh, Beginning of the season, he blanked Seattle. I don't know. I don't know, right? I don't know. I don't know. So right now, I know he's giving up a little power to righties when it comes to a bomb. But I don't know if I'm a fan of that competition that he's faced. Who knows, right? So he's like I said, he's given up 8 bombs to righties. So that's something that you could definitely take a look at. Um, he's given up 8 bombs to righties, huh? Right. So his pitch mix here. Let me see, right hand hitters here. 19 extra base hits. It says 9 home runs here. to righties. So I might have to go back and I don't know. I might have to go back and check it, but I know it's at least 8. Um, when you're looking at it, what he's throwing, um, the changeup, he's got 4 bombs on that changeup. He's got 5 bombs on that four seamer, and then he's throwing a slider after that. The changeup and four seamer. What is it? Changeup? No, a changeup and changeup and four seamer. I like Vladdy, right? Just long story short, I like Vladdy. Change up and four seamer. I'll take the slider down. I'll leave the change up in the four seamer, the one that he's got the bombs on. I definitely like Vladdy. I ain't even gonna lie. Uh, and there's a couple ancillary guys. I mean, if you want to look and see if these guys going to end up being in the lineup, it is what it is. Historically, though, this Toronto team over the course of the season, they don't strike out much, and they hit lefties, okay, right, a little bit above average. 111 WRC plus over the course of the season. Break it up to the last 2 weeks, they probably what 118 WRC plus. Historically, 86 plate appearances. You don't see lefties as much as you would see lefties, in general. So, um, as much you would see righties. But taking a look at here, at bats, what's left of what the at bats have been over the course of the season. Vladdy's got 2 bombs. He looks pretty good. 20% barrel rate. That's pretty good. We already know this probably. I don't know about the barrel rate, but this average could be, almost or close to sustainable all the way through because Vladdy is just Vladdy, right? Coming back to the last month, um, he's batting 455. Clement's batting 455 as well. Both of these guys not striking out that much. Vladdy's barrel rate is pretty solid still over the course of the month. Then you bring it back to the last 2 weeks here versus this pitch mix here. Um, Vladdy. Oh, you know what? Let me add in. So Vladdy is only 1 for 6 right there. But adding in the rest of the pitches right here over the course of the last 2 weeks, Vladdy lights up just a little bit more. Now, Vladdy, we already know, that's his best split, versus lefties, So that's some, that's something that you want to take heed to. Is it going to be a game of cat and mouse between him and Jeffrey Springs? I don't know, but Vladdy does have a bomb versus him. And what I mean by that, because you know, other than the bombs, Jerry Springs looked semi okay. Other than that home run problem versus lefties, so I don't know. We'll see. But on home versus lefties, Vladdy's batting 353. We know he's having a semi down year on the bombs as of right now, but we still got a long way to go. The month of May, he's batting 292 with 5 home runs. And then, like I say, his best split is at home versus lefties with a 235 WRC plus 1100 OPS with a 412 isolated power. So, has he gotten him before? Yes. Can he get him? Yes. Right. I have no problem with believing that. So he's going to be one of the bats that I'm going to like at home. It is what it is. Vladdy. And keep an eye on the guys in the lineup. This is just over the month here. Um, you know, some of these guys can come in and get you a hit, comments and the straws and stuff like that. What's really, really, really standing out to me is the way Bo Bichette over the last month is 0 of 16, right? That's crazy to me. So Vladdy, you can look at Vladdy for a hit. You can look at Vladdy for something like 2 hits. This is what he does, right? Coming on over here. Player props here. Yeah, you might find a better number somewhere else. But you can get 2 hits for Vladdy's at plus 200 if you just want to gamble. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is with that situation. Not trying to put any pressure on anyone, but he's the type of guy that can go out there and get you 2 hits. You know, if you're just looking at things differently. Where are we? 39 minutes. And the last game, I haven't checked on any other games, but I do want to check on this. I want to look at this. I want to look at this Boston game. We got an over under 9.5. That's what we want when we expecting traffic on the bases. We got Giolito, we got Grant Holmes on the mound. and we have storm line clears well before the game, winds blowing out at 10 miles an hour. So, that's kind of like what we want. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a look and I'll get out of here. And hopefully I'll make it, be back for some content tomorrow or Sunday. But and I did ask Jackson too. And we'll top it off with Jackson. I asked Jackson, some of his favorite plays, but I didn't read them. I just typed in the prompts. We'll look at them together, and then I'll get out of here. So first of all, who do we have on the mound here? We have uh, Giolito and Holmes. We got 4.5 over unders. Atlanta Braves juiced up, right? So we'll go with Giolito. He's given up 5 bombs and 3 bombs and multiple home run games twice. He just faced Atlanta on the 17th. Um, 3 bombs. Who the fuck was that? Olsen, Ozuna, Olsen, Baldwin. No, yeah, Ozuna, Olsen, Baldwin. Mm. I want to say Giolito has always given it up to lefties. I want to say over the course of his career, either that or bombs, one or the other. Okay. Well, mm, all right, let's take a look at these Atlanta righties. Let's look at that fastball real quick. Kuna, Baldwin. Olsen got 4 bombs. Damn, better than 500. Of course, Ozuna got one. Riley's got one. Shit, this might be the Oprah game. You get a bomb. You get a bomb. You get a bomb. Shit. Hey. Oh shit. Ozuna's got 4 bombs on that fastball. Who doesn't love a good fastball? 2 of Acuna's bombs came to fastballs. Who doesn't? This is just a fastball in general, y'all. Okay. All right. Acuna, Ozuna. Mm. Ozuna batting 324 at home versus righties with 4 bombs, 276 in the month of May with 4 home runs. His best split at home versus righties than what we're facing right now. He's got a 900 OPS, almost 1,000 OPS, 392, 200 isolated power with a 174 WRC plus. What this lineup is looking like, projected lineup, that is. Ozuna projected to bat third. Oh man, I would love for this lineup to come out like this: Acuna, Baldwin, Ozuna, Olsen, Riley. Wow, that would be nice. um, both of they Braves juiced up, team total juiced up. Man, I got to start looking over the slate at night, man. Straight up. I just be tired coming in from work, but I guess, yeah. These guys will strike out. Some of these guys will strike out, of course. But if you can stomach that, mm, I can. I mean, just on the kind of who these guys are, I can't talk you off anything. Austin Riley's his average is down a little bit, but Ozuna. This is like Ozuna, his best split. You know what I'm saying? So Acuna's been doing Acuna, whatever he's been doing, y'all already know. Austin Riley can pop off at any minute. I like Ozuna right now. Uh, Those are the guys I'm gonna write down that look good on paper. You know what I'm saying? We already know what the rest of these guys can do. I ain't even gonna sit here and stunt like we don't know. But on paper here, I'm gonna do. We gonna do what we gonna do no matter what. But like I said, on paper, Ozuna looks really really good. For the righties, on the lefty side here, uh, Olsen's got 9 bombs. Ozzy Albies got 4. Baldwin's got 3, including one versus him. Olsen's got a bunch of bombs versus him. What was it? 4 home runs versus him. So, it is what it is with that situation. We already know what's up with that. On top of that, Olsen has been hitting the ball very hard this year. His barrel percentage is up. Um, his barrel percentage is up. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna single out a single pitch. I mean, he's throwing 38%, 37-21. I'm not gonna single out a pitch, so I'll leave that there. Um, Bring it on into lately. What have you done for me lately? Last month, um, Drake Baldwin has been, very good. K percentage is down for him, Ozzy and Verdugo over the last month. And Olsen barrel rate is up, 5 bombs, 7 extra base hits. You know it is what it is. He's been hitting the ball very hard. Last 2 weeks here, Olsen's averages are up. Baldwin's average is down. Ozzy and Verdugo's average is up. The 4 home runs came within the last 2 weeks for Olsen. Barrel percentage is higher, and the fly ball rate could be higher, but it is what it is. Uh, Last week here, 7 days. How much of that damage he's done in 7 days? Olsen's average is down. Barrel is up. 2 extra base hits. Both of them were bombs. Ozzy is hitting the ball pretty good, and Verdugo is hitting the ball very good in the last 7 days. So whatever you want to do, whatever be my guest, whatever you want to do. The history is massive when it comes to what I mean, massive what Olsen has done. Versus this versus you know, um, Giolito. I want to see what the lineup's going to look like so I can figure out who's going to be in the lineup, right? If we get Verdugo and Ozzy Albies in the lineup, for versus pitch mix, you can see what type of damage they've been doing for the back end of this line. If they're in this back end, you know what type of damage they can do, for this back end of this lineup. While over the last 7 days, both of these guys are batting 8 for 19 and 8 for 16, so with a low K rate. So, and then you got Olsen with a low K rate. So if these guys are in the lineup, just make sure. I mean, Ozzy's batting 421, Verdugo's batting 500. Making sure these guys in the lineup because those guys could be real games can help being real game changers. You know what I'm saying on the wraparound. So, you know, uh, so there you got it, man. So I will put Olsen name up there because they're in that beginning of that lineup. I'll put them up there, and I'll wait to see who's going to be in the lineup between those two guys, man. If both of them be in the lineup, you know what I'm saying. Lean towards the over. I wouldn't take the under team total. That's what I'll leave that at that. I wouldn't take the under. That's my opinion on the team total there. Um, flipping it on over to the uh, Boston side of things, when you're looking at these Boston guys, we have Grant Holmes. Where we at 52? Let's see if we can get out of here. Um, so Grant Holmes, four of his last 5 games, he's won 6 innings or better. Um, he he gave up a bomb and 2 earned runs versus this Boston team, so that wasn't so bad the other day there. But he did have 4 walks, and that's not good, right? So you don't want to be out here walking folks. So Devers and Duran hit that bomb. I would love to see those guys pop out today too. So you know what I'm saying. But we'll take a look and see what's going to happen. He's given up 10 bombs this season. He got 2 multi home run games here. Um, you know his K percentage is around 22%. Ground ball percentage is around 50. But he can give up a bomb or two. Like I say, 6 bombs to righties, 4 to lefties, kind of like spreading the love. 200 batting average to righties, 200 to lefties. Pitching is worse on the road. He'll be at home today, 2.36 ERA. We wind it back, see who he's faced at home again. He's faced San Diego Padres. He went 7. Washington, he gave up a bomb, 1 earned run. That was a bomb. Cincinnati gave up 2 bombs, 4 earned runs. The Dodgers, he pitched okay, still gave a bomb. Um, Arizona on the road. Minnesota, 1 run, 4 walks. Philly pitched okay for 4 innings. So the walks are definitely, something you want to definitely take a look at. Um, Walk percentages up to lefties and righties. What is he throwing? 10 extra base hits and 4 home runs to righties. 8% walk rate to righties. 6 extra base hits, 3 bombs on that fastball. What about the left? I mean, to lefties. I mean, to righties, he's got 9 extra base hits, 6 bombs. Um, he's got that fastball. Uh, he's got 5 bombs on that fastball. The slider, he's throwing the slider the most. Let's take a look at these righties real quick. Um, Projected lineup here. Interesting. Hmm. All right, projected lineup right here. You know what though? Let me see his K percentage. A little bit higher at home. 23% to lefties, 28% to righties. Home run per 9 on the road. Home versus lefties. All right, let's see. Slider 50% of the time, but he getting a bomb, so fastball slider. Bregman's nowhere to be found. That's just the slider alone. Small sample size. Uh, Let me add them both in there. Nevaez. Let's see what the lefties look like. To Turner, see if I want to do anything with these guys. Mackie, what up? What up, Mackie? Okay. Mm. Duran, Devers, Abreu. So with the lefties, he's did what now? Fastball 30% of the time. He's giving up 6 extra base hits and 3 home runs. I ain't even gonna single out that fastball. I'll just leave it like this. Hmm. He had 271 batting average versus lefties. Whatever games did he pitch last year? But he gave up 7 bombs to righties. That was last year though. Still early. Hmm. Last year, where you get them bombs up at? On the road. Hmm. Damn. See, keep an eye on who's in the lineup. Lately versus these pitch mix, these boys been hot as fish grease. I mean, Duran 9 for 14 with 2 bombs within the last 7 days. Sogard 6 for 14, Devers 4 for 13, and Brayu 5 for 7 with 3 bombs. Jaron Duran has 2 bombs, and Toro has 4 bombs. These guys within the last week, 7 days. That's what these guys been doing. You definitely want to find out who's going to be in the lineup. You definitely want to find out who's going to be in the lineup, so you could uh you could decipher, between who is who, stuff like that. So it is what it is with that situation. But yeah, last 7 days, some of these motherfuckers been cooking, right? And these are the guys who've been cooking. Projected lineup here: um, Devers, Durant, Brayu, Meyer, Sogard, Mayer, Sogard and Mayer and the projected lineup here. Let's see. Sogard and Mayer, Marcelo Mayer. He's got 3 extra base hits within the last week. So these are the guys that have been cooking, right? So these guys just played a week or two ago. We know Jaron Duran had a bomb. Devers had a bomb. We know who they are. We know what they do. We know who they are, right? So those guys are definitely in play. Um, Devers and Duran. Abreu is 5 for 7 in the last three with 3 bombs. So it's more like a pick your poison type of thing here, right? Um, Looking at the weather, we did have storm winds out at 10 miles an hour. You want to find out what that means, and I can see instances where can expect runs to be put up in this one here on both sides. And this is a game that a type of game environment that I would like to target, and I expect traffic to be on the bases, right? So just coming over here, just to add those guys here, we'll take a look at. We'll add the usual suspects, right? And then what I'm gonna do is add the usual suspects, and then I'll see where the ancillary guys fall. Who's gonna be in the lineup? Because when you're looking at this lineup, because I'm gonna play some hits, runs, and RBIs, right? Abreu 3 bombs within the last week. I think Duran 2. Devers is gonna be Devers. Nevaez was pretty much one of the only lefty righties that I've really had interest in. Trevor Story can pop at any given time. Sogard looked okay, and in the last 7 days, Meyer and Sogard look like they can, they can make some noise here. So we'll see what's gonna happen. Grant Holmes, I want to say he's pitching his best at home. That's one thing too. You always want to take his pitching into consideration. I think he's pitching his best at home. So, if you want to look at that, but when truth be told, um, some about the Atlanta bats and Duke and Giolito is making me feel like the Atlanta bats is going to be my first priority, right? Oh, excuse me, right? So it is what it is with that situation, and yeah, that's where we at. So let me add Duran and Devers, Duran, whatever, as just being in a good spot, right? Uh, being in a good spot. I'm gonna add him over there. He's got multiple. And this how hot Duran's been. He's got multiple hits in. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of his last 9 games. That's multiple hits there. So he's definitely a 2-hit candidate. And man, at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's 12 for 20 on multi-hit games. Uh, for his last 20 on multi-hit games. Devers, boy, this boy here can get frustrating at times. Boy, Devers can get frustrating. Uh, I like the spot for him as well. Um, Hits in back-to-back games, and also a hit in 14 of 20. So I'll put them over there, and then like I said, the rest of these guys, um, I'll see where they fall in the lineup when it comes to guys like Toro, Sogard, and guys like that, Mayer, and I have to add Abreu. I do. I have to add Abreu. Now the spot, because I like the spot, don't mean I'm gonna get to all of these guys. But in the same game parlay, I can see myself, it is what it is, right? But yeah. So I will add him. I'll add Abreu. Abreu. Now, I do have to look into some of these guys' splits and stuff like that to help me make my final decision on these guys. But, you know, it is what it is, right? Abreu. I'll put William in there. I don't have time to look at it because I got to go. Oops. I push reset. I'm sorry. But I do want to look at some of these Boston batter splits to try to find out the best scenario for me, right? Brady's got a hit in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of his last 10. So that's where we at with that situation, right? All right. So I only went over a couple games. And I got, like I said, I got to go. I got some services I got to attend. But looking at few of these games here, this is what I came up with. Looking at the Cubs game here, Kyle Tucker. I like Kyle Tucker, but I like Suzuki. I probably actually I like. I mean, the history for Kyle Tucker looks good. Suzuki has been a big beneficiary. He's been capitalizing off. He's been capitalizing. And then Suzuki, you can look at him for a walk. Between him and Tucker, I probably would look at Suzuki. He's got a higher walk rate. Nico Horner's not striking out. I could look at him for getting on the base. And Justin Turner historically has been great versus lefties. So he's somebody that you can look at to help shake up things at the bottom of this lineup. If this is the lineup. Matter of fact, let me refresh this. Okay. So that is the lineup, right? Yeah, that is the lineup. All right. Um Taylor, I forgot my other bat, but De La Cruz looked like somebody I don't mind. Okay, so he's on the list. I mean, you can look at him for a hit all the way up to a home run. Will Benson, he could get busy versus righties, but De La Cruz is the guy that I was looking at. So um, Chicago White Sox. If this game goes, you could take a look at Vargas if he's in the lineup. So keep an eye out if he's in the lineup. I did put Mike Talkman in there. You could disregard that if you want to, but you could definitely look at Vargas, right? Vargas is the one guy that I know I wouldn't mind betting on at least for a hit, or me liking the spot for him. Um, Holiday and O'Hearn has been on fire, and then O'Hearn has been on fire, and I like Holiday. Gunner's going to be Gunner, and look at these righties, man. I mean, Urias, Rivera, and Mountcastle. See if those guys are in the lineup, and it is what it is with that situation, right? Burke has moved to a. He wasn't. I thought he would start now. He probably is gonna. So he's the primary. So they're probably gonna have an opener here. So keep an eye out on that. Same thing situation here for Milwaukee. They Quinn Priester. He's gonna be the primary. So they're probably gonna have somebody open up for him, right? So um, when in regards to Quinn Priester here. The lefties get a bump. Historically, he's pitched his worst versus lefties, and then the righties that I like here that look good was Bohm and Trey Turner. If I'm looking for a bat here for Milwaukee side, I like Reese Hoskins. Athletics in Toronto. Um, we know Jacob Wilson can hit. He can hit. Rooker hadn't been striking out as of late. But Butler is the guy that I'm looking at. Or lefties in general. I say the lefties are in a semi okay spot, but Butler is the one. If I'm taking for a hit or something like that, it's going to be Butler. And then Vladdy. I really like Vladdy numbers here. Vladdy does have a bomb versus him. I like Vladdy. You can look at Vladdy for maybe 2 hits. We'll see. It should be a cat and mouse game. Springs giving up 9 bombs. I know 8 of them come to righties, so it is what it is, right? Other guys like Clement and Straw look like they can get a hit, so whatever. Um, and the last game that I touched on was the Boston and Atlanta game, where Jaron Duran and Devers last week or last 2 weeks, they got a bomb off Giolito. And then that same game, Baldwin, Olson, and I can't remember who else it was. Maybe it was either Ozuna or Riley. On paper, um, for the righties, Ozuna looked good. For the lefties, Olson looked good, especially his power numbers. Verdugo and Albies, I like those guys to start some shit on this back end, but I want to see where they hitting at in the lineup. Those guys look okay. Duran and Devers, last matchup, they got a bomb versus this guy. And then Navarez, I can see him getting a hit. Might be in a hitch runs an RBI spot. Take pitching into consideration. Grant Holmes is a little bit better at home. Willier Abreu looks really good. It's got like 3 bombs within the last week. It looks pretty good. Guys who can make some noise on the back end are guys like Mayer and Sogard. And of course, we know Trevor Story can do something here and there. And Jackson, I asked Jackson today to give me his top bets and home run bets plays, right? He gave me, I didn't even look at him, right? So it gave me Otani, Ramirez, who's been on a monster hit streak, uh, Kyle Rowley, Olson, Brandon Lowe, James Wood, Isaac Paredes, right? That's 7 home run plays they gave me. Then I told them to give me their top MLB bets for today. They gave me Toronto Blue Jays on a run line, Braves -1 versus Boston, over in the Angels and Cleveland game. Christian Yelich, a bomb. Damn, they like that. Damn. Kyle Rowley, they really like that. They doubled down on Kyle Rowley. They would like him for a bomb. The Mets, run line versus Colorado, over 7.5 runs in that Tampa Bay and Houston game. Take what you like, leave what you don't. Like I said, I got a funeral to go to, and hey, if I pop up here tomorrow with some plays or something like that, just be on the lookout. And good luck today, y'all. Good